Okay, so in this video, we're going to be factorising expressions with a common bracket, which I'll explain a bit more in a second, and this is definitely something that is only in higher. You're going to need this to be able to access the rest of this playlist, so it's quite an important one. So quick checkup, let's factorise these things that we've got here into a single bracket. So I think for this first one, I can just take the y out of the bracket, so I get y brackets 5 plus y. The second one, I think for the number I can take out a 2, but I can also take out an x. So it's going to be 2x brackets x plus 3. And then for this one, they've got a c in common, so I'll take the c and I get c plus 2a. Now, what we're about to do down here with these questions is really similar to what we've got up here with these questions. If we can factorise these, we should be able to factorise these. They just look way more complicated. So I'm going to try and compare this one that I've got in green with the one at the top. Now, instead of there being a y, I've got a y minus 2. And what people usually think when they see this is, oh, I'm going to have to expand all of this and then factorise it. But instead what we're going to do is try and look at the similarities of what we've got written here with this. So they both have got y minus 2 as a factor, which means immediately, just like here where I wrote y outside the front, I'm going to write y minus 2 outside the front of this green one. So I'm going to write y minus 2 outside. Then I usually like doing big brackets to try and make it feel different to this one, but you don't have to do that big bracket. You then say to yourself, what do I need to multiply y minus 2 by to get this whole thing here? Well, you have to multiply it by a 5. Look at the similarities with this one. There's the 5 there. And then you have to think, how are you going to get y minus 2 squared? Well, y minus 2 needs to multiply by y minus 2 to get y minus 2 squared. So I'm going to be multiplying it by a plus y minus 2. So that's why I have those big brackets. Let's just check it works. If I do y minus 2 multiplied by 5, I get that. If I do y minus 2 multiplied by positive y minus 2, I get positive y minus 2 squared. So now what we need to do is just actually simplify the second bracket. We have y minus 2, and then don't worry about this bracket anymore. We just have 5 plus y minus 2. Because there's a plus, that just is going to be without the brackets. So there's going to be a y, and 5 take away 2 is 3. So it's going to be y plus 3, because 5 take away 2 is 3. Let's just really quickly look at the similarities with this question again. We had a y here, and we had a y here. Look, we had a y minus 2 here, and a y minus 2 here. Look at those similarities. Everywhere I had a y up here, I have a y plus y minus 2 down here. The difference was that this thing here could simplify. So this whole thing, if you expanded it and then factorise it, I guarantee it would factorise to this. So let's look at the similarities of this second one that we've got. There is, every time there was an x, I have an x plus 4. They have an x plus 4 in common. So rather than expanding, I'm going to take out the x plus 4. And then I'm going to think, okay, what's going to come to make me get this thing that I need here? Oh, actually, I could have taken out, as well as the x plus 4, and I probably should have done that, like I did in this orange one up here, I also took out a 2. So I'm going to take out a 2 and an x plus 4. Now I'll do big brackets and think, what do I need to multiply this by to get this? I need to multiply it by another x plus 4. And then I just need to multiply the x plus 4, the 2x plus 4 to get this. It's already got a 6, sorry, it's already got an x plus 4, so the 2 needs to multiply by a 3 to get that. Now, this is just x plus 4. The brackets aren't doing anything fancy here, so it's just x plus 4 plus 3, which is x plus 7. So it is 2 brackets, x plus 4, x plus 7. Look at the similarities to the earlier question. There was an x and a 2. There is a 2 and an x plus 4. So where there was an x, there is an x plus 4. And where there was an x here, there is an x plus 4 here. Okay, this last one that we've got. Where there was a c, we have an a minus 4. Where there was a c, we have an a minus 4. So I think it's going to follow that same pattern. So I'm going to take out the common factor of a minus 4. Big brackets, a minus 4 needs to multiply by an a minus 4 to get a minus 4 squared. And a minus 4 needs to multiply by 2a to get this. A minus 4 needs to multiply by 2a. Look at the similarities. Here we have where there was a c, and then where there was a c. Everything else is still the same. So I'm just going to simplify what's inside the second bracket. That is a minus 4. You have a minus 4 plus 2a. Well, a plus 2a is 3a, so we get the 3a minus 4 like this. Definitely a lot more challenging. I'm going to show you with these examples how I can do these. The ones with stars are much more challenging, and then you're going to have a go at doing these. Okay, just for the first one, I'm going to show how you could think about this in a different way. If we decided to let, I don't know, a different letter, let's let a equal x plus 4, we actually have x, well, let's do it, not a, let's do y. Let's call this y. Let's let y equal x plus 4. We would have x, y, plus 2y. And we know how to factorize that. It would just go to y, x plus 2. So that means I should be able to factorize this, because now I know that y is x plus 4, I can just write x plus 4 there. So I could just write x plus 4, x plus 2. The way I would think about that without having to use the y notation is I go, they've both got an x plus 4. The first one needs to multiply by an x. The second one needs to multiply by a positive 2. And you get the same answer. I'm going to just do this next one with the replacing stuff. So let's, for this one, say, let's let y equal the thing they have in common, which is a minus 4. Then we get 3y minus ay. Well, I can factorize that really easily. That is just y3 minus a. Well, we said that y is a minus 4. So I can say that it is a minus 4 brackets 3 minus a. Now the other way you could think about that without doing the replacing stuff is you can see they've both got an a minus 4 in common. So you can write a minus 4 and then think what's going to go inside your bracket to get this one. It's going to be a 3. What's going to be a minus 4 needs to multiply by to get this one? It's going to be a minus a. So it's a minus 4, 3 minus a. Okay, this one I'm going to just do the second technique. They've both got a y minus 3, so I'm going to take it out as the factor. And then I think this one needs to be multiplied by a y, and this one needs to be multiplied by a 4. So it goes y minus 3, y plus 4. Now if you wanted to, of course, you could just expand the brackets and you could simplify it and then factorize it this, but this is so much quicker. Okay, this one is challenging. Now they've both got an x plus 3 in common, so I'm going to take out an x plus 3 and I'm going to do my big brackets this time. X plus 3 needs to multiply by an x plus 3 to get x plus 3 squared, and then for the second part it needs to multiply by a 2. So you get x plus 3, and then x plus 3 plus 2 is x plus 5. Way quicker to just do this technique than it would be to expand and factorize this whole thing over here. It would take so much longer. Okay, the numbers don't have anything in common here, but they do both have an x minus 5, so I'm going to do an x minus 5. This one needs to multiply by a 4 and an x minus 5. Notice how I'm having to put that in brackets, the 4 and the x minus 5, and really this is a big bracket that I'm doing here. Not that you need the big bracket, I just think it makes it easier to see. And then x minus 5 is going to multiply by 3, so there's going to be a plus 3. Now this big bracket, we have x minus 5, we're then going to have 4x minus 20 plus 3. This is just expanding this, 4x minus 20 plus 3. So the final answer is x minus 5, 4x minus 17. Okay, definitely a challenging one. They've both got a p plus q as a common factor. So I'll do p plus q, big brackets, another p plus q. It could have brackets. I'm not going to put them in this time because they're not necessary for this one. They were necessary for this one though because they were multiplying by 4. And then for the second bracket, it's just going to need to be the p plus q multiplying by a 5. So this is your answer, p plus q, brackets p plus q plus 5. Difficult video here, really, really difficult. If you like doing this idea of letting something replace something, that is perfectly good to do. So you have a go at doing these 6 questions. This is definitely only in higher, and pause the video and see if you get the same as me. Okay, so they've both got a y minus 3, so I'm going to take that out as a factor. The first one needs a y, the second one needs a minus 4. They've both got an x plus 2. The first term would need to be multiplied by x. The second term, the x plus 2, would need to be multiplied by 3. They both have an n minus 1 in common. The first one needs to be multiplied by a 2. The second one needs to be multiplied by an n. Okay, this is a little bit trickier. They've both got an n plus 4. The first term needs to be multiplied by another n plus 4. The second term just needs to be multiplied by a 4. The second bracket that we've got there is just going to simplify to m plus 8. Okay, they've both got a y plus 1 in common. The first term needs a 5 and a y plus 1 and y plus 1 and 5 to make this. The second part just needs a 3. So it is y plus 1, and then this is going to be 5y plus 5 plus 3. 5y plus 5 plus 3 is plus 8. Last one that they've got in common, they have an a plus b in common. It needs a 2a plus b, and it needs an extra a for the second bracket. So that is a plus b brackets 2a plus 2b plus a when I've expanded the bracket. So that is a plus b, 3a plus 2b. Very, very complicated. If you wanted to, you could expand everything and factorize, but it's going to be very difficult to factorize to these kinds of things that we've got here. So this skill, whilst it seems like quite an isolated skill, is going to be really helpful for us to do questions that look like this particular type here. You don't need to be able to do this skill to be able to do these, but to be able to understand this topic, you're going to need to know what is going on with these things here. Found this video helpful? Then why not drop it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. If you'd like the next video in the playlist, you can click here to be taken straight to it. And as always, wishing you the very best for all your studies.